Raider Nation, what's going on? You asked for it, so I'm giving it to you. A full 7-round mock draft of the Oakland Raiders in 2019. But before I dive into my players, let's do a little recap on what the Raiders can expect in that 2019 NFL Draft. Tons of needs. Luckily, they have 10 picks, and 3, in fact, in that first round at 4, 24, and 27. And let's not forget Mike Mayock's first draft with the Raiders as general manager. So, and I absolutely love that the Raiders are going to be, I think, really involved in this year's draft class because, again, a lot of picks. Heck, 6 picks in that top 100. I absolutely can't wait. And like I said, you asked for it, so I'm giving it to you. Interact with me on Instagram and Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. I love interacting with everybody who DMs me. DM me on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere you can find me. Make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube.com/The Raiders Report. Before I get into my players, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to Raider Nation. And Mackenzie Thomas, no picture, all good. Mitchell Renz, big shout out, bro. Name is Marcus, okay? Been a Raiders fan since I was 5 or 6 years old, 31 now. Always been faithful, big car fan. Shout out from the Twin Falls. My man, no pick, so guess what I hooked you up with? This is what comes up on Google. Get yourself a pick, and if it's Marcus, make it Marcus Thomas. This next one is a shout out because I want to know, who is this? Who is this person? I found this YouTube account when I was live at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Who is this? Renz twin. And in fact, this made me think of a little bit of an idea that I got going on right now, and I want to challenge everybody, okay? I want to do a little bit of a challenge because I like having fun here, and I like when y'all interact with me, right? On Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365, and IG. See that nice little logo down there? That's what's up. So, I got a challenge for everybody who's watching right now. I want you to make a spoof Mitchell Renz account. I want you to make one on YouTube, IG, Twitter, anywhere. And I'm going to put my favorite ones on the show next week. So I want to see the best Mitchell Renz spoof accounts. I want them to tweet at me, follow me on IG, and I want to see some on YouTube. Got it? All right, you Raider Nation, do not let me down. Y'all ready to get in this full 7 mock draft? Full 7-rounder? You ready? Awesome. Well, we know the Raiders have that number 4 pick, and I did all these picks, by the way, on FanSpeak, right? So it's not just me throwing out random names. I did an actual mock draft on FanSpeak, and at number 4, Quinnen Williams fell to me, and I was pretty happy about it, right? So I wanted Nick Bosa, or I wanted Josh Allen. However, those 2 players were off the board, and Quinnen Williams was sitting there for me at number 4, and I like Quinnen Williams. He's a young player, only a redshirt sophomore, and I think he has a lot of growing to do, which I think is exciting for him. And all I'm saying is Mo Hurst, Quinnen Williams in the middle, that is a fun comparison. And when you look at his career stats, 19 games, 69 tackles, nice there, 20.5 tackles for loss, and 7 sacks. This is an interior disruptor. And in the NFL, when you're going up against quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Phillip Rivers in your division. Oh, wait, Joe Flacco? Nah, he stinks. But when you're going up against these kind of solid quarterbacks, guess what? You need an interior defender like Quinnen Williams. Next player here at pick 24, Marcus Hollywood Brown, man. He was sitting there for me, and I was like, okay, Mike Mayock, you want to add speed? Add Marcus Hollywood Brown. Dude can absolutely fly. Sure, size is a concern, but guess what? Sometimes size doesn't matter. Am I right? 5'10", 170 pounds, and if the Raiders need wide receiver help, guess what? I think they're going to find it in Hollywood Brown, and I think Hollywood Brown has a much better chance than Antonio Brown being in that silver and black. But let's surround Carr with some talent, and if Marcus Brown is on the Raiders right now, this is what the depth chart is ultimately going to look like. You got Jordy Nelson there. I still think he's the wide receiver 1. And then Marcus Brown is going to be the 2. Marcel Aitman at number 3. And again, if we can have Marquise just stretch the field for the Raiders, really open up things for that running game, I think that's really ultimately what the Raiders need. Y'all hate Derek Carr for checking down? Well, you don't have any receivers that can stretch down the field. That's why sometimes you got to check down. Pick now, number 27, the last pick in the first round for the Oakland Raiders. Guy that I absolutely love, Nasir Adderley. And safety is a big need for the Raiders right now, considering that Reggie Nelson, who's 35, free agent. Marcus Gilchrist, free agent. Eric Harris, who I think is going to come back, but also a free agent. And I understand that he's from a small school like Delaware. Shout out to the Blue Hens. But watch this kid play for just 1 game, and you're going to be like, damn, this kid can absolutely ball. So let's do a quick little recap here of the Raiders' first round. This is my mock draft. Again, I did it on FanSpeak. If you guys want to go do your own mock draft on FanSpeak, tweet it at me, at Mitchell Renz 365, or hit me up on IG, at Mitchell Renz 365. And I want to know from you, everybody watching, okay? Quinnen Williams, Marquise Brown, Nasir Adderley. I want you to grade my first round. Is it an A? Is it a B, C, D, or F? I want to know from you. Grade my first round if you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere you see this video. Marquise Brown at 24. Quinnen Williams at 4. I know it's out of order. All good. Nasir Adderley at 27. Grade my first round, okay? Can we do that? All good? Yeah? I think we can. I'm excited to see the Raiders draft. That's all I'm saying. What are you guys doing for the draft? Does anybody want to drink? Want to come along for the party? Let me know. I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, BetDSI. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code because I got one. Raiders120. Sign up and deposit on BetDSI and then DM me on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. If you sign up with BetDSI and throw down that $50 deposit, I'm hooking you up with a free Raiders jersey. You want a Derek Carr? I got you. You want a Bo Jackson? Lit. You want to stay warm? Stay warm with that nice Raiders coat. Again, DM me on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's get in now to that second round at pick 35. And hey, you know, it's 2019. You can do whatever you want. Not a big fan of Bush, but I love me some Devin Bush. He is a little bit undersized, but a perfect fit in today's NFL. The guy is super fast. And if the Raiders are still looking for that impact linebacker, insert Devin Bush. And this is one of these players that's going to test unbelievable at the combine. And I talked about Devin Bush before, and I had one of my followers be like, Mitch, what do you mean by he's fast sideline to sideline? The dude can run, and he can cover both sides of the field, and he's going to be able to wrap up a lot of players. And again, when you're going up against really speedy NFL stars in the NFL in today's game, you need a quick linebacker like Devin Bush, who put up some sick numbers at his time at Michigan. 172 tackles. Yeah, dude can ball. And when I look at my top linebackers in the 2019 draft, the fact that I was able to get Devin Bush at pick 35 in the second round. Now, I'll be honest. I'll be pretty surprised if Devin Bush falls all the way to pick 35. And if he does and the Raiders don't draft him, I am going to go AWOL. But when I looked at the board, Devin Bush, Mack Wilson still on the board. For me personally, I took Devin Bush, but I'm going to want to know from everybody watching that video, would you take Devin Bush or would you take Mack Wilson? But I want you to type S if you think Devin Bush at pick 35 is an absolute steal. I'm typing S's out the wazoo because I was unbelievably astonished that Devin Bush was still sitting there at 35. I better see a lot of S's in the comment section. Now let's head on into pick 66, and I absolutely love this running back, man. He's a fun player to watch, and if you get time, watch his highlight tape, and if you don't even realize it, you may be just watching his game film because the dude is an absolute freak. Now, we know Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, Jalen Richard, all free agents. Are they coming back? I don't know, man. Chris Warren, he's looking a little thick and not in the good way. Not the way that I like my Valentine's days to look. But at the running back position, Darrell Henderson, super athletic. I want you to just check out this guy's 2018 stats, right? Soak that in. 214 carries, 1,909 yards. That's actually 8.9 yards per carry and 22 touchdowns. Heck, over the last 2 seasons, 344 carries, 8.9 yards per carry. Darrell Henderson can absolutely stretch the field with his legs. He's just absolutely insane to me. Here are my top running backs in the 2019 draft class, and I've been moving around some players. Joshua Jacobs is there at 1. David Montgomery's 2. Henderson now is my 3rd running back. Miles Sanders, who I'm getting a little bit of flack from producer Harris back here. He's saying move Benny Snell above Miles Sanders. Do you agree with Harris? Tweet at him at SportsDean. All right, Chat Sports, guess what? I want you to subscribe to Chat Sports, our main account, okay? So it's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Why? We're doing a full 7-round coverage of the NFL mock draft. Right now we have 85,906 subscribers, okay? If you're not already subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're doing. And then when you're over there, turn on those YouTube notifications. Click that bell, that little bell, so you know exactly when we go live. Come along for the ride. If you were there for our Super Bowl watch party, come along for the entire NFL draft with Tom and I. It's going to be lit AF. All right, next now, player that I want to get into here is pick 100 in round 4. And I took Christian Miller. So we know the Raiders need defensive end help, okay? And you're either going to love Christian Miller or you're not going to like Christian Miller. And I don't know if there's much of an in-between. Why? High upside player, and that's why I took him here in round 4. I'm going for a home run hit. Now, a lot of question marks around Arden Key last draft, right? Here's the thing. Arden Key, when he's playing, he's fully healthy, the dude is special. When Christian Miller is fully healthy, the kid is special. A dynamic pass rusher. The only issue with him? Injured. Often injured at Alabama, and it's going to be something that we'll talk about. But again, if he's fully healthy, He's really talented. 8 sacks in 14 games last year, 34 tackles and 11 tackles for a loss on arguably the best defense in college football. Yeah, Clemson might disagree with that. But again, I'm going for a high upside pick with Christian Miller. Now let's go on now to pick 131, heading on now to round 5. And I'm going with the quarterback. I'm going to go with Jimmy Moreland. And our draft guy here at Chat Sports, his name's Tom Downey. Go follow him at What Going Downey. Go follow his wife at She's Going Downey. He played in the Colonial Athletic Conference, okay? And he was CAA Defensive Player of the Year. Now, he was 5th in the FCS with 8 interceptions this past year. And at the end of the day, I understand sometimes you get worried about taking small school players. Watch Jimmy Moreland. He's super talented. I think at the end of the day, Jimmy Moreland could be a slot corner for the Raiders that they could rely on, because in today's NFL, you better have plenty of depth at the cornerback position. And if you don't, you're going to rank basically dead last like the Raiders did last season in defense. So, I also want to give a shout out to our new subscribers on the Oakland Raiders Report. I absolutely love seeing all these new subscribers all the time. I'm trying to get to 10K. Once I get to 10K, I'm coloring my hair blonde for the show, so just so you all know that. But I want to give a shout out to Edison Neto. Thank you very much, my man. I can't really see this one. Hang on. Tweety, shout out to you for subscribing. Elisa Luna, Stacy Clark, Jose Suarez. Thank you so much for subscribing. Go tell your friends to subscribe to the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube. YouTube.com/The Raiders Report. Again, Raider Nation, love you. I don't have Valentine's Day date. Is that right? Yeah, don't have Valentine's Day date. But luckily, I got y'all. All right, pick 184 here. I'm going wide receiver. And we're getting to this point, right? It's round 6. Raiders need help at the wide receiver position. I'm going to go Hunter Renfrow, wide receiver from Clemson. And at the end of the day, they need depth. And if you need a reliable slot receiver, there's one guy who I know is going to make that big catch. It's Hunter Renfrow. This dude stepped up when it mattered the most. And you know what? You're going to hear this, I guarantee you, during the draft process if he's on the board. He's a Gruden grinder, because he is. He is the definition of a Gruden grinder. 49 catches, 544 yards, 1.1 yards per catch, and 1 touchdown in 2018. But he had a very solid overall career at Clemson. 186 catches in 4 years, 2,133 yards. 11.5 yards per catch, but 15 touchdowns. So you also have to remember, Clemson is like wide receiver U. I want you to think about all the amazing wide receivers that Hunter Renfrow has played with, and he's been there for 4 years. 6th-round pick, reliable slot receiver. Give me Hunter Renfrow. So Hunter Renfrow you could consider as a wide receiver sleeper. Another wide receiver sleeper that I've actually already put on the Raiders Report is Andy Isabella, who I like, but now dude is starting to skyrocket up draft boards. So everybody that's watching, I want you to comment below. Name a sleeper wide receiver that you think the Raiders should target, okay? I don't care if it's in the 2nd round, 3rd round. Give me a wide receiver the Raiders should target. And if you want to be an overachiever, tweet at me, at Mitchell Renz 365. If I like them, who knows? Maybe I will throw you a retweet. If you guys think that I look good today, it's because of Miz and Maine. Go to comfortable.af. And I want to give a major shout out to Miz and Maine, because I actually have a date on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm going to, in fact, wear a Miz and Maine shirt on all 3 of those days. And if you don't believe me, follow me on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. If you don't believe me, though, seriously, these shirts are the most damn comfortable dress shirts you will ever wear. Comfortable.af. Miz and Maine. Thanks for the Valentine's Day dates. All right, let's get in now to my last 2 picks here. Martez Ivery, and he's a solid guard, okay? And at the end of the day, the Raiders gave up, 52 sacks last year, 5th most in the NFL. And I still think guard is an okay position, but there are some question marks around Kelechi Osemele. And Ivy here is just one of these players who was a former 5-star recruit, long arms, okay? He's going to test well at the combine. And I like when guys test well at the combine, but to me, I like tape. And he does struggle on tape, okay? And you guys know that I hate Tom Cable. But I think Tom Cable's going to look at Ivy and he's going to be like, all right, 5-star recruit. He's got a huge upside. I can work with him. Tom, I really hope that you can work with him, because I just have yet to be able to see that you know what you're doing with the offensive line. But if you can get Ivy to hit his full potential, I think it's a really solid pickup that we could say, all right, this is one of the better Raiders draft picks down the road. Now, the last pick that I got coming up here for the Raiders at pick 213, last pick in the 7th round, I'm going to go Drue Tranquill. And he tore both ACLs in his knees, and I can't even imagine. I've only tore one, and I can't even imagine doing both. And started as a safety, moved to linebacker. So you could say that he's a Swiss Army knife. He's going to end up playing linebacker in the NFL. I just think he's too slow to play safety. At the end of the day, you need a special teams guy, and he could be a solid special teams player. Now, Dwayne Harris, solid punt returner, solid kick returner. Never going to be an actual good wide receiver, but he is a legit returner. Now, I don't think Tranquill is obviously going to return kicks, but sometimes in the NFL, good teams like the Patriots really hype up on special teams. Maybe Drew can be a leader on special teams. That's why they call it special teams. All right, if you're just joining me, here's my full 7-round mock draft of the Oakland Raiders for 2019. I took Quinnen Williams at pick 4, Marquise Brown at pick 24, Nasir Adderley out of Delaware, look him up at 27, Devin Bush, full Bush there at pick 35, Darrell Henderson at 66, love that running back. And then I'm going to head on into another Alabama player here at number 100, pick 100, Christian Miller, defensive end. High upside, gets injured a lot, I know. Jimmy Moreland, cornerback out of JMU. Hunter Renfrow from Clemson. Martez Ivery, the guard from Florida. High upside, Tom Cable. Can you work with him? We'll see. Drue Tranquill, linebacker out of Notre Dame. So Raider Nation, how'd I do? Okay, I want you to grade my mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F. Grade my full 7-round mock draft. Tweet at me. Hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm going to be back on Sunday with some more Raiders rumors. Wait, what's today? No, Thursday. I'm going to be back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I love it because I don't take a day off for my Raider Nation. So until then, I'll see you. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this. I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.